of Lord Shiva's disciples, headed by Maniman and Mad, quickly followed her with his bull Nandi in front and accompanied by the Yakshas. Purport. Sati was going very fast so that she might not be checked by her husband. But she was immediately followed by many thousands of disciples of Lord Shiva, headed by the Yakshas, Maniman, and Mad. The word Gatvyataha used in this connection means without fear. Sati did not care that she was going alone, therefore, she was almost fearless. The word Anuchara is also significant, for it indicates that Lord Shiva's disciples were always ready to sacrifice anything for Lord Shiva. All of them could understand the desire of Shiva, who did not want Sati to go alone. Anuchara means those who can immediately understand the purpose of their master. Anuchara means those who can immediately understand the purpose of their master. Oma Gyanatindasya Gyananjana Salakaya Chakshuranmritam Jena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namah. Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Jena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamaham Dadati Swa Padantikam. Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Jatapadkamanam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamcha Shri Rupam Sagar Jatam Sahagana Raghunatam Tam Sajivam Sadhvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sangitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Pada Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakha Vitamcha. He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Deen Bandhu Jagatpate He Gopesha Gopika Kant Radha Kant Namostate. Tat Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priya Vancha Kalpatarvaksh Kripa Sindhu Vevacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namah. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shri Vasa Adi Gaura Bhakta. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare. So this chapter name, Mother Sati quits her body. Chapter 4. Very very instructive pastime, very emotional pastime, very graphics pastime. Lord Shiva and his consort Mother Sati and Sati's father Daksha Prajapati. The three are the main they're all heroes in their own ways. It's when I was reading through this pastime last time also when I spoke, pastime brings a lot of feelings in your heart. It goes deep into the heart more than the mind. Yes, mind, but So what's happening here in chapter 2 and 3? Daksha Prajapati is such a leader that everybody is in awe and reverence of him. Everybody gives him so much respect because he is a leader of the Prajapatis. So one thing we want to understand in the very beginning that he is not surrounded by some small people, but he's surrounded by many other Prajapatis. The head of all the Brahmanas, the Bhrigu Mushi, all the rishis are there. And so he's hosting these yagyas, but his guests are very, very important, exalted personalities. They're Prajapatis in their own ways, and he's head of them. Brahmaji has very kindly given him this position. So that's Daksha's position. He's the head of the Prajapatis here. And in chapter 2, we see that how he planned to do a sacrifice, and then in that sacrifice, he invited Brahmaji and Lord Shiva. And when he comes, everybody stands up, but Lord Shiva and Lord Brahmaji, they don't stand up. And he gets upset. So this whole chapter 1 of this canto 4 discussion is what Daksha is going through and what Lord Shiva has to hear from his father-in-law Daksha. I think we said something last time that father-in-law supposed to give great respect to son-in-law because son-in-law is the one who's taking care of father-in-law, father's daughter. So father-in-law in Vedic conjunction is if he pleases his son-in-law, that means it's an obligation for father-in-law to make son-in-law happy so that his daughter stays happy. That's the whole idea. But Daksha Prajapati has two problems. One is because he's surrounded by such great personalities, his pride is at very, very high level. His arrogance is at very, very high level. And then that becomes even bigger trouble because he, in his assembly, all these Brahmanas are there, but he, in this particular assembly, he has Lord Shiva in that assembly also. And Lord Shiva is very pure, very exalted. Ashwanam Jata Shambhu. Because he's so pure, so powerful, so accessible, that that creates envy in the heart of Daksha. So Daksha is burning with two issues. One is his pride by his position, and second, he's envious of Lord Shiva. But how come he lives with Bhut Preta, but everybody give him so much respect? Why not me? So these two issues are haunting him all along in this whole pastime. And they're haunting him to such a level that he loses his respect and love and affection for his own daughter, Sati. Even though out of these 16 daughters, she was the most dear to Daksha, Sati. They used to call her Dakshyani. She is the most dear daughter of Daksha. But because of these two black spots, pride and envy, Daksha lost that affection to his own daughter. Uh, so, so in the first chapter 2, the first yagya was um, it was disturbed by all these curses because Lord Shiva was insulted. Daksha was so proud and envious that he used the word um, that my daughter has eyes of deer, and you Shiva, you have eyes of monkey. Markat Lochana. Um, so disrespecting a devotee like Lord Shiva in the assembly by using these low level language, very low language, uh, for a divine personality of Lord Shiva. Um, but I was amazed to see that you read the pastime that Lord Shiva leaves the scene. Um, and these Brahmanas, they were so afraid of Daksha that they still performed the sacrifice for 1,000 years. Lord Brahmaji is not pleased. Lord Shiva is not pleased, but they are doing the sacrifice. For the sake of doing the sacrifice, they're doing the sacrifice for thousands of years. This is something um, we can dig deeper. Uh, and then in chapter 3, the second sacrifice has been organized, and now Lord Shiva is not invited. Lord Brahmaji is invited, but he is not coming. Why? Because he saw the disrespect and the proud and envy uh, of Daksha's heart. So second sacrifice is being organized. All the Brahmanas are ready. All the demigods were invited other than Lord Shiva. And Lord Brahmaji intentionally saying, no, Lord Vishnu intentionally ignoring. So it's just, we can see that sacrifice festivals or big things, uh, we as Daksha, he's performing, but the whole idea of doing sacrifice, yagya, festivals are being performed for the welfare and for the welfare of the general masses by pleasing Lord Vishnu. Yagya is Lord Vishnu. And he is avoided. Lord Shankar is avoided. They are not welcomed. They are intentionally avoided. So it's like a kind of a paradox that you're doing yagya to please Vishnu, but Vishnu is avoided from the yagya. Such a mentality, again, we will connect that back to now his pride and his envy. To showcase the world, that's the pride, that I will perform yagya without you guys, without you, Lord Shiva, without even Brahmaji. He has great respect for Brahmaji, but in this case, in the second sacrifice, he's also avoided. So in that chapter 3, Lord Shiva very carefully, humbly is trying to share with his wife, Mother Sati, that it's not worth to go to this kind of place where you're not welcome. And Mother Sati had beautiful arguments that, it's my father's home, friend home, guru home. You go. Invitation is not necessary. But Lord Shiva then rationalized that, yes, that's true. But if you're disrespected, if you're not wanted in that assembly, then better not to go. But Mother Sati, um, in this particular chapter, we start and we see that she's ready to go and she's emotional, she's crying. Um, she has genuine affection. When I was reading through the verses, it's not that she's weak so much, but she has affection for family. And ladies, women, they do have much more affection than men. It's it's the nature. It's the nature of the woman. So she agree. She on a mind level, she knows what Lord Shiva is saying is correct, but on the heart level, she is seeing all these demigods flying over the Kalash and they're heading, and so many musical instruments are getting played, and mantras and tantras are chanting, and she's she wants to be part of her family, especially mothers and sisters. And if she gets a little bit of respect from his father, she's okay. That's what her heart is saying. Um, and she's getting ready to go. But we notice in this particular verse that Lord Shiva sees that she wants to go no matter what. Therefore, Lord Shiva gives direction, mm, just his desire. He's not telling all his anuchara, his followers, Nandi and Pati. He's not telling them go and. But some of the Purana, second Purana talks a little bit more detail that they all see that Mother Sati is going. Therefore, we must protect her because they have seen in the during the first Yagya ceremony that Lord Shiva was disrespected, and they heard this conversation and they knew she might get disrespected, and Lord Shiva even gave warning to her that disrespect might lead you to lose your life. Please don't go. So these anucharas, these followers of Lord Shiva, they're very concerned. They are accompanying her, giving her all the comfort. You will see in coming verses, and they will accompany her. And we will read in the coming pages of Srimad Bhagavatam that how her character of great logic. Generally, we sometimes there is a notion that men are more rational in logic than. But here, when we will see that how when she goes to father's home and how what she sees, and mother and sisters are welcoming, but father is indifferent. Father is not seeing, looking at her. And when he does see her, he's making some derogatory comments. And then she gets very upset in that very exalted assembly of all these Brahmanas. She actually rationalized that how you're wrong, my father. So Sati's, I was appreciating in my heart that how she's very emotionally affectionate to the family matters, but also very genuinely open and strong and forthcoming to challenge her father in the whole assembly, to the point that when she sees that there is nothing will work, she um, self-immolate herself and leave her body to teach the lesson to his proud father that this body that belongs to you, that comes from your body, Daksha, is not worth to have. Is not worth to have. Here, I give you back that body that you gave to me. Um, Generally, men don't have that. Um, they have difficulty graphically doing something to that level because different reasons. Um, so what I was thinking that it's from these three personalities, Mother Sati and Lord Shiva and Daksha, we have so much to learn from all three. What to do and what not to do in our relationships with others. So much to learn. And definitely following on the footsteps of Mother Sati, being affectionate to everyone around, and being tolerant like Lord Shiva, and detached that he is, and rational like Lord Shiva. He understands that if I will be disrespected, my wife will be disrespected in that assembly again, where it happened just a few years ago. We should not go. But at the same time, not acting out of pride and envy like Daksha, ruining relationship, not with his daughter, not only with his son-in-law, but he ruined relations with all the Brahmanas also. They were only Bhrigu Maharaj and Vashishta Muni, they all were respecting him only because of position, not because of his love and affection and purity. So for a leader to get respect because of fond reverence is not something desirable. And then on top of that, Daksha Prajapati has upset Lord Brahmaji, Lord Vishnu, Lord Shiva. And he has no blessings from all of these personalities. He has lost all his pious credits. So if our biggest lesson is if we perform yagyas, if we perform festivals, if we perform Rath Yatras, if we do very big things, but they give us pride, or we do that to show off somebody else in our neighborhood, to show off that we are bigger, we can do it. That's the Daksha Prajapati's mindset. That's a Daksha Prajapati mindset that we need to avoid. We need to follow on the footsteps of Lord Shiva. Lord Brahmaji So we will read this pastime. This it's full with instructions. Every verse, every word. This anuchara, the followers. There's so much to talk. But we will end here. We have a minute or two. If anybody wants to share some comment.
Hare Krishna, Devkinandan Prabhu, Hari Bol.
Thank you so much. Hare Krishna.
Yeah, Prabhuji, two questions.
Two, not
I mean,
one.
you can answer it in a WhatsApp group later on, but at least I'll put my questions here.
Yes.
As a father, Brahmaji could correct or stop to the Daksha Prajapati when he was insulting and using the bad words to the Lord Shiva. But we didn't heard anything, or maybe I did not hear anything like that. So that could be some reason. That's number one. And number two, I understood that Sati wasn't present during the first yagna when Daksha Prajapati, the father, insulted to the Lord Shiva. Is that correct understanding, or am I missing something?
Yes, the second, your second question, second point. I was also looking through the pages. I didn't find, maybe I missed it also, that the same question came in my mind also, that Mother Sati was there or not. I assume she was there, but I didn't find also very clearly saying somewhere that she was present physically. The first part that Lord Brahmaji didn't intervene. Now, if you are father and I'm also father, as a father, we intervene when we know children are ready to hear. If you know your daughter, if I know my son is not ready to take my advice, like Srila Prabhupada's, when one sannyasi, he ready to get married, and he came to Prabhupada and Prabhupada, yeah, can I get? So some devotees asked Srila Prabhupada that why you didn't correct him. Prabhupada said, even if I told him not to leave his sannyasa ashram, he would have done it anyway. He's attached. Therefore, either I'm quiet or I say, okay, go ahead, get married. So sometime leaders, in this case Daksha Prajapati, he created a situation around himself. He created his persona in such a way that nobody wanted to give him advice because they all knew he is not ready to hear. That's the problem. Huge lesson for all of us to learn. Huge in that case. We will end here. We're getting late. Thank you so very
Thank you,
much.
Prabhuji. Hari Bol, Hare Krishna.
Dandavad. Madhavi Prabhuji, please.
Thank you very much, Dekhan Prabhu.
Hari Hari Dandavad.
We'd like to wish everybody a safe and Krishna conscious day and weekend ahead. A weekend with festivities on coming weekend. Let's see where we are. April 27th, Sunday, is appearance of Sri Gadada Pandit. Right on the altar, we have the Panchatattva. Panchatattvam Krishna Bhakta Rupa Svalpakam Bhakta Avtaram Bhaktakyam Namami Bhakta Saktikam. So Bhakta Saktikam is Sri Gadada Pandit. So that's the appearance of Gadada Pandit on this Sunday. His Grace Vishnu Gada Prabhu is coming. There'll be a Harinam from 11 to 1. Details to follow. Followed by from 3:30 to 5:30. There'll be Kartal lessons by Vishnu Gada Prabhu. Whoever would like to attend can attend at the temple, followed by the Sunday program. Okay, we'd like to offer our prayers to the Supreme Lord by chanting Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Shina Shingo, Jaina Shingo, Jai Jaina Shingo, Praladesha Jaya Padma Mukha Padma Bringam. Ugraviram Mahavisham Jalantam Sarvato Mukam Narshingam Vishanam Badram Mityam Namyam. Narshinga Bhagwana ki
Jai.
Prahlad Maharaj ki
Jai.
Jai. The Parna time today is 6:02 to 10:37 a.m. We'd like to offer our humble obeisances to all the Assembled Vaishnavas, Mancha Kalpatarubhascha Kripa Sindhu Bharevacha Patitanam Pavane Bhayo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha. Vaishnavinda ki jai.
Jai.
Granthara Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Lord Premanande.
Hare 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 Bol. Thank you everybody. Hare Bol. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Bhan. Hare Krishna.
Hare Hare.